Just want to review briefly a little of our history and to again state that our future for 82 is really bright. And the brightest part, looking into 1982, is having Mr. Blount back in the harness going 100%. Joe, we're so happy to have you. I know there's no indispensable man, but years ago, I told Joe to be very careful when he walked across the street. Don't let a truck hit him or anything happen to him. Well, of course, Joe had a little word here a few months ago, and I guess the greatest thing, as I say, in looking for 82, is to have him back with us 100%. Now, I talked about some things in Miami yesterday, and they said I talked too long on them. The question came up about our keeping our stores open on Sunday or keeping them closed on Sunday. We said 25 years ago, and it hasn't changed any at this time, that we hoped we could make it in 6 days a week. We've done right well. If we find that we cannot make it in 6 days a week, you know what the choice is. But I am more confident now than I was 5 years ago that we can make it. I think it's a great deal of personal satisfaction to be able to spot somebody something. That's why golf is a better game of tennis. Charlie can spot me a stroke or two aside and maybe still beat me. I play with some fellas that I can spot and beat them. We like to think that we're good enough in this business to spot competition, practically all of our competition, 1 day a week. But that's not too easy. We've been able to do it, and from the meetings we've had this week, I'm confident we can continue to do it. But I don't have a closed mind. It would be a hard pill for me to swallow to have to come to you and tell you, well, folks, we tried, but we couldn't make it in 6 days. You know what the alternative would be there. Well, as I say, I'm more confident now than I was 25 years ago that we can continue to make it in 6 days. The reason I bring this up, we have to put to rest some rumors. We have one major competition, well, you believe it or not, that would love to see us stay open on Sunday because they are catching hell about their stores being open from a lot of good people that appreciate our being closed. And I used to make a remark that would make everybody throw their chest out when I'd say that every day tens of thousands of people pass a competitive supermarket and come into a Publix. Well, that little statement would make you feel pretty good. Till I flip the coin over and say every day tens of thousands of people pass a Publix market and go into a competitive market. So I guess that maybe kind of evens itself out there on that score. We have never gone into a new year when things looked as good as they do now. We got much better tools. We got about a $5 million profit coming from the milk plant. We've gotten over the big hurdle of about $40 million put into our scanning system. Now, there's one part of my speech you're not going to like, but it had to be. When we were increasing about 15% a year, we could absorb the salary increases, which will be coming up when we have our salary meetings, and we could absorb the extra overhead, but with a 10% increase, which 5% of that was inflation and 5% was new stores, so actually, regardless of Charlie's figures up here, we did not show any increase in tonnage. Meat packers carry their figures in tonnage. We need to do more physical volume as well as increased dollars. Now the sad part. Just for an example, our print shop used to cost about $45,000 a year to run. It's about $485,000 now. The new scanning registers, the maintenance with NCR on your new registers is almost $4 million. The administration charge that we've been making does not cover these. has not covered it for several years. We had to go up last year some, as you know. Right now, the addition we're going to have to add on to administration still won't quite cover what we do for you. Now, in the administration, all of you know, so I won't belabor this, we pay your rent, you pay your utilities, pay your depreciation, pay all general administration, your taxes, everything, and the percentage we've been charging just hasn't been enough to cover it.